So all of us will be touched by cancer in some way during our life, either personally or a loved one or a friend. That's why it's so important to remember we're not powerless over cancer, that we can do some things to reduce our chances of getting cancer or increase the chances of early detection. Today, to discuss some of those steps that we can take, I'm joined by Lena Levitch, the Director of Genetics Programs at the Sarah Cannon Cancer Institute at the HCA Midwest Health. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So why is genetic testing so important in the fight against breast cancer?
Well, I think it's important because about 10% of all breast cancer is mediated by a gene that a person is born with that they've inherited from either their mother or father, and that gene change puts them at risk to get cancer. So for this percentage of people and their families, we can really make a difference by knowing if they have a gene mutation and then being able to provide recommendations on how to prevent that cancer and or detect it very early.
For people who do have a history of cancer in their family, I know I have a history of cancer in my family, how does a cancer assessment actually help them?
Well, I think the genetic counselors in our program try to get to know the patients and their families. We ask a lot of questions about the kinds of cancer and how old people were when they were diagnosed. And then we talk about what all the options are as far as detection, as far as screening, and also for genetic testing. So a patient can make a really informed decision about whether or not they want to proceed with testing.
We often hear about ages that people should start getting tested. When should women consider genetic testing for breast cancer, and what does it actually involve?
Well, the actual test itself is just a tube of blood. It's really very simple. I think the more important is, you know, getting informed consent, getting educated, having knowledge about what you're doing. And in general, I tell people, go look at your family history. The youngest person diagnosed in the family, subtract 10 years, and that's probably when we should start talking about it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when you talk about cancer, it's a scary topic. So how do you overcome that and get people to just come in?
Well, it's hard for people and it's a very emotional thing, but I think at the end of it all, our goal is to just have a patient leave feeling more powerful than they did when they came in.
That's so important to remember. Lena, thanks so much for chatting with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.